Welcome to Astro Colony. My name is Nilaus, and this is a showcase of a new game that is just coming into beta very soon. It started as a Kickstarter project called Astro Colony. It's made by a small team of developers, and they started a Kickstarter project, and I pledged on to support on Kickstarter, so I got a beta key. There should be, according to them, a beta starting soon. So I thought this would be a good opportunity for me to just show a bit of the gameplay. Just to give you some words about what kind of game this is a first-person space colony factory builder in a voxel world. Whew, that was a lot of things. So think about, like, you could say Satisfactory in space, you could say Stationeers, Space Engineers, and Subnautica in space, Factorio. Some of those things are drawn in, but it's first-person world. It is, of course, early stages of development, pre-beta, so it can be a bit unpolished and unfinished as well, and there are probably also some bugs around it. So we'll be looking at the things that work and commenting on that instead of looking at the things that don't work. Let's dive in and start our first game here. I'm just going to put in a seed number, so if you want to get the same world, you can. Enable oxygen, yes. Enable the bot, nope, because as you all know, we don't need tutorials. We are the tutorial. Let's go. So we're in the game, and of course we are going to spend this episode here on exploring the mechanics, explaining how the game plays, giving you a sense of how it actually works. And of course I would be interested in making a more sort of a short series of this with exploring more of the game, because we can't explore all of it in a single session. So the what it all depends on is, of course, like and subscribe and comment. If you want to see more of this, then by all means hit that like button and let me know, so I can see that there is an interest for this game. Let's talk about resources. The first thing we want to do is, well, get some resources. We can fly around. Luckily we're not constrained. When an asteroid here hits the platform, it just disappears. That's very convenient. There are different types of it. You can see in the right hand corner what this one has. It has ice cubes, and as we chop, we get ice cubes out of it, and we also have some gold as well, but I think this one breaks before we get to the gold. We'll get it. Yes, we got at least one gold. Okay. And here. Probably don't take the ones that are so close to breaking. Right, so you basically need to mine a bit of resources in the beginning. This is something that, of course, can get automated later on. So let me just mine some resources so we can get started. Now we've collected some resources. You can see in the top left-hand corner, we have some resources of the different types. And it's time for us to start making something. You can see lower left-hand corner, we have our oxygen meter, and that is slowly decreasing. This little thing is our bot. This is the one that helps us with quests. I don't actually know why it's here when I disabled it, so it's just here now. This is the one that actually gives you missions, the tutorials, like do stuff, build stuff. The first thing we want to do, we can open our different menus here. We have our inventory. Inventory is super interesting. Wow, super interesting. Now, what's really good is it has automatic handcrafting. So you could basically say, hey, if we have something here, then let's just start taking 2 iron ore into 1 iron box, and then we can just have these things automatically process. Now, this is not efficient way of converting, but it's great that you can do that and don't have to sort of stand still. You can close it and it continues anyway. So you can see up in the top left, it disappears over from the ore part and it appears over on the bar part. So that's pretty good. We have then also, this is something you can then switch on or off here with the rest of recipes are available. These are locked because we don't have the research for it. And then I can sort of also just set a number if I want, but let's just disable them for now. The next thing we want to do is look at the crafting menu. This is all the stuff we can craft. Items for the ground, floor tiles, and you can see the grayed out. That's because we don't have the research. We have walls. We have all the devices. These are all the machines that we want to do, and the first thing we want to do is probably the oxygen generator. Utilities such as power lines, this is electricity, and this is water. Things path, this is conveyors, and farming with mining, logic blocks, and gadgets. So all of those are pretty damn cool, and we'll see how that plays. We won't be getting that deep into it, but we'll get somewhere. Maybe so when we chop on some things, or basically whenever we do stuff, there's a chance that we get some basic science. So if we press T to get into a science menu, then we can see this wonderful tech tree, which is super interesting. So we have some tech up here. This is basic science. We get that from just doing stuff. generated during asteroid extraction. Use pickaxe to crush from rocks. Yes, so we have to do that to get some basic science. All of the things here with the basic science is available, but as you progress further down, then you start seeing that they also need some engineering, and probably later on they need something else. There's a lot of science. This looks really deep, really interesting. So here you can see it needs basic science, it needs engineering, it needs advanced transport tubes, advanced tubes needs a lot of different sciences. I have them up here. You can get them up there. I like having them up here. So what I want to do is get started on the research and look at how the research progress is. How about that? As soon as you have it, you can just click it and then you get it automatically. So this is what the first thing we want to do is we want to make an oxygen generator. So let's build our first building. You build here. You can see now the voxel structure really gets easy to see. This can get like items in and power out. There. And we also got a basic science for doing this. Great. So we have an oxygen production. This one will consume 1 power and 1 water, and then it'll make some oxygen tanks. But it can also just use this to, from here, we can also press F, look at the right-hand corner or right-hand side of the screen. There's the use ice to refill oxygen. So we can just hover over this one, even though it's not powered, and just F to refill our oxygen. It uses quite a bit of water, and we will have to have it something, or quite a bit of ice cubes to fill our oxygen tank, but hey, it works without us actually having neither water or power in here. So that's something we want to do a bit later. But oxygen is something that depletes continuously, and you need to get that sorted. The one thing though is that energy consumption is always going to be constant. You can see these signs up here. It says missing water and missing electricity. That's why it has those up here. If we then go into our research, we can then research electricity. That gives us the function of electricity, gives us a carbon reactor, and it gives us some electric cable. Can we handcraft electric cable? Nope, we need to also research handcrafting of cable. So for example, if I go in here, and then I now have wire or copper wire. So let's do some copper wire. Let's do 5 of these. There. Then we'll take, we don't even have 5. So let's just take a few, and that should be fine. Good. And click it off. So now we have some copper wire as well. And if I want to make this part, the reactor, carbon reactor, you can see the arrow in is where it gets some solids inbound, and the lightning out is where you get the connection to, well, that area. I think I will do it in a different way. I have no idea. This is so difficult in the beginning when you have no clue about how a game like this works. So we'll do it something like this, and we'll probably have more of these, but let's build it here. So this one, it needs to get carbon in, and for every 1 carbon, every 30 seconds, it produces a continuous electricity of 10. Are there different recipes? Yep, there's actually a better recipe, electricity plus, which is locked. So we won't do that one. Then you can go here, and then I can take my copper in here. I can, shift click to split the stack, and then get in here. So that is 5 minutes worth of electricity. And the thing is, nothing is being used, so it doesn't work. But as soon as something is being used, then I'm sure it's going to go there. Here we have now one of the first interesting things. If I just drag this over here, I'm going to cut off my water intake. So what I want to do instead, I get signs for that. I want to go 1 up, and then build electricity up at this level. Yeah, building in voxel world is probably something that if you played Minecraft, you're better at than I am. Because I haven't. And so we are out of copper again. And this is going to be like the beginning of the world. There we go. But we just had barely enough, but we have enough to hook these up. I think I'll try to keep these here so we can keep water and belts at the ground level. We can also just punch them through and destroy this and build it underneath, but I don't really feel like that's working. Now you can see here it starts working and it's producing. As far as I can tell, this is consuming at a constant rate no matter what. So that's something we'll just have to figure out. Okay, that's power for this one, but it's not really particularly interesting. What we'd really like to do is go in here. We can do some water thing. I don't want to do this. This icebreaker is breaking ice into water, and I don't really need that until I get the oxygen barrier. So it does seem to kind of use a lot of resources. So I want to hold that off on that one. What I really want to do is get some asteroid catching, some smelting, and some logistics, because that's what we can see some actual benefit of. Actually, I want booster as well. Booster is basically a run mode, which I think is really nice. If you hold there, and then when I press shift, then you just continuously accelerate, which is super nice, because that means you can cover quite long distances because you're doing constant acceleration. Very easy, very intuitive way of moving around. Let's go back in here, take some asteroid catching, and then also make some smelting. Now we got some asteroid catching. This is a really cool way, because right now, going up here and start chopping, this gets old really, really, really quick, as you can probably tell. So already having like a better way to do it is awesome. We have that on 5. What do we need? We need 5 of these. So this one has electricity on that side, and then it looks outwards. I'm going to put it all the way on the side because I need this one to look out over the world so it can catch some things. Right, that's a big building. Let's do that. Looks really nice. I really like this. I like the way that it's been done. What I need though is I need to get some copper in order to hook it up to my power line down there. So let me go out and get some copper so we can get this one operational, because right now it doesn't work. Now we have a bit more copper, so it's time to us to hook this up and get it back into the main power line here. And there's always going to be a compromise on how far you want to build this, and it's now connected. Let's look at the power. It is producing 10, and 2 of them are used. One here, even though this one's not doing anything, and this one isn't doing anything. So we press F for the catch asteroid, and then we just hover on one, and then if I jump out, then you can see that it goes inside and gets processed. If we then look, then this is what is being processed right now, and then there's one attracted. So there's basically a 1 queue. This is being processed, and then goes from the inside here, get lasered up, and then becomes available in the inside here. So what that means is you can select another one, which will then be attracted, and you can look here. That means this one is attracted, and this one is being processed. So there's a queue of 2, but you have to do that manually. So that means going out there, popping a few of these, and then going out. And that's something I want to have basically on all sides of my my platform. And whether I want to do that, all of that now, right now, it's kind of doubtful. But because if I look at it, like I'd really like to build this one here, but it's kind of far away, isn't it? That's a million things that I need to do to even get this one operational. So what I think I want to do instead is actually just make them right next to each other here, and then hope that there are enough asteroids on this side that I can actually catch it. I will be building more of this, and I probably won't even have enough of this. Not yet. And I'll just make one more. Wire. 3 more should be enough. There. All right. Good. And then I can go in here, catch that. Once it's in, then I can get the other one for attracted here and attract that. So that now is a major step forward in terms of processing efficiency here. But the thing is, they're still just stuck in here, and I can pick it up. But we need to just continue on our research journey here. Now the next one is smelting, and then we can get into logistics. So let's get smelting. You can see we still have 12 basic science, and so I want to get logistics as well. And then basically I want to get logistics are conveyor belts and a storage container. Very nice. And then we have logic blocks. That's basically, it's kind of a filter on a block. You can either block things so that don't allow something to continue, or you can filter it and say only allow this to continue, or you can push it and saying if you see this on the belt, push it to the side. And that's the one we're going to use the most. So let's also get that one. That will give us some opportunity here. We now look at the hotkey, then we press F3, then we get into another one, which is like a logistics one. And that means we can from here make some conveyor belts. Conveyor belts require a lot of materials, at least at this point. That is, it requires some iron plates and the copper wire thing. So let's see, we can't make the iron plate hand yet, but we can research it. So that means one more thing we need to research. There, handcrafting plate. And we can't build it because we don't have enough basic science. So that means I need to go out, chop some more basic science, get some more stuff in here, and then we can continue on our research. All right, so we built a few materials. I have harvested a number of things, and I think we are in a position where we can build this. We rotate and we can get our belts, so we can get the first bit of automation done here. There, first we can drag things out here. And obviously, since there are two of them, they are going to be... You can see here that each voxel can only have one item. It's fine. And what do we want to do? Well, we want to make some more stuff. And one of the things that we really, really want is a smelter. Yes, so let's get a smelter. And wonder where that is. That's probably F1. And maybe that's the one on number 4. That's the smelter indeed. And if I rotate it like this... Then, oh, nothing is really good here. That is overlapping that way. That's overlapping that way. And this deconstruction is unfortunately not really something that we have right now. I'm just, oh no, I shouldn't have built it. Right. Let me see if I can get, no, it doesn't work there. Okay. I have to take you out and then I have to, oh, I can't deconstruct. We can't deconstruct. Oh, okay. So we need to do one more technology, and that's the deconstruction. There. Now we can deconstruct this one. Unfortunately, and this is something that I'm hoping that they're changing. To be perfectly honest, if you look at our inventory now, I have a recyclable, so I can't just put it down again. I have to put it into a recycling plant, which is really expensive and really cumbersome. So I don't really want to do that. So it's actually easier for me to just build a new one right now, which is a bit of a shame because, I mean, if you misplace something, and that's kind of likely that you will, then having to rebuild it is, well, unfortunate. So that's not working, but then we can build it here. And then I'm building that one. And then I need to go hold control, that one. Take that out. Yes. So it follows, this is our constructor. Now you can see 3 bars to 2, or 3 ore to 2, so it's more effective here. And those are active, and we have one more aluminium rod that we don't have yet. So what if we could do something like, go to F3 and getting this way. But on this one, we will have a number of different things. We'll also have the cubes, and we'll also have the carbon. So that's not great. So what we could do is get over to our logic thing and get... Oh no. That's not good. Oh, my character died. Oh, oxygen is important. All right, I'm just going to cut that out. No one will ever know that. Okay, so we are back here and we're live, and I remember to get some oxygen. That remind me that we should get oxygen afterwards. So what I want to do is this one. We go over here to that, and we get a pusher. This one, this location, I will now make a pusher here, and that will be pushing only the ice cubes, because ice cubes I want to go in here, I think. Well, now I do. At some point, I probably don't want to build it in there. So I will do F3, F1. Let's see if I can build that. Oh, man, I'm already running out of that. Then it's not really the most important thing. Then let's go here. Another pusher, that one, and another pusher here. It's unfortunately not going to get both. It's going to get here. That's the iron parts being shoved out, and that's the copper parts being shoved out. Unfortunately, we kind of missed the other one because you can't make multiple things. And on this one as well, we can then do coal. Yes. And then I will need to go back here and get some of this inbound. Can't even do that. So let's pick up some of this and put it into here so that we can at least get something going. And you can see they get started here. We can also do that one. Let's get some. Let's get some of these there. And that means I can now handcraft some hand plates. Not the most efficient way to handcraft the hand plates, but hey, it gets done. And here as well. Actually, maybe I could just do... let me see. Maybe I don't want this. Can I deselect this? Yes, I can. Okay, can I also deselect the stuff on the belts? Yes, I can. Okay, I am going to try something new. Here and here. This will be filtering iron. This will be filtering copper. This will be filtering gold. And then they will be built. Oh, I don't have the other parts. So let's get some hand wires, at least for now. All that. And here. Here. Please work. Just one more. One more. And there. Come on. Please work. And then I will need to take this outbound. And I can rotate it. Yeah. So that should actually work, right? Coal will go through and get into the power plant. The resources here. Does this one have... Oh, it has two. I did not know that. Can I... Okay, we can make it in multiple. Never mind. Did not know that. Do we know that now? Then I can take all of these out. Unfortunately, that still means refinery. Great. So all I need now is the ice cubes then. Ice cubes will go in here. Oh, look at that. Just in time, the ice cubes are coming in. So we'll just put the ice cubes into this one. I don't think that's where I want them right now. I will make sure that I don't kill myself. There we go. And we now have the first tiny bit of automation. Let's make sure that we get more stuff in here. Of all sorts of various types. And we can, of course, build more of these and then make it bigger and better and awesome. The idea is like you could have these all the way around and then you get the first little teeny tiny bit of automation here. Now look at that. Then I want to make sure that I disable these two, because I don't want to have those automatically crafted. Right, so the last thing we want to show in this episode before we sort of, just to get a sense, because we want to say that you can do these. You can also, if you look at these and you can press it again, how is it? One, then you can make it up and down and flat. I think that's a really neat and cool way to make it go up and down. But I think I want to have this at the bottom. So what I really want to do is make sure that we don't accidentally die anytime soon, and that is by getting a more consistent oxygen production facility. That means more research going in here. This is the one, that oxygen barrier, I want. So we need some water processing. We get an icebreaker, which can take the ice and break it into water. You can put the water into a water cell, which is basically storage. We can transport water with this one, and then we can use a oxygen barrier. Oxygen barrier is an interesting thing, because the oxygen barrier just creates a space around where we'll also always have oxygen, as long as we have that inside. So I'm going to place it... Well, I'm not. I need 2 gold bars and 4 of that. Okay, so do I have any gold bars? Yes, I do. Do I have any other things? I'm going to get handcraft some wire. Oh, we get 4 of those per craft, so that's good. And then I should be able to make one. And I'm going to take that in the middle, because that should cover all of it. And power is at this location. So we go back, and then we need an awful lot of power. Again, that always go up. All power is up. And lo and behold, it works. So now we have the oxygen. The barrier needs oxygen generator active with an oxygen tank to be filled with oxygen. So this is the oxygen generator. It is not active, but it could be. It's gonna need water inbound and power consumption. So that's what we need. So that means we need to make an icebreaker, because I actually want this water to go into an icebreaker, and then the water from the icebreaker goes in to that one, instead of sort of the other way around. So that means we actually need to make this. This requires some copper bars. Okay, so let's get some copper bars. Luckily we have a few of those. Icebreaker here. It will have rotated like this. That's not gonna work. Yeah. It could be like that. But the water then like really annoying. But hey, let's do that. Now we don't want the ice to go into this one anymore. So let's drag it over to that location. Oh, right. No matter what way I do it, then also. Right, so that means we need to just get a few more materials in order for us to build this. Let's grab those. Alright, we have a few more resources, so let's get that sorted and get here. Yeah, we got ice cubes are coming in here. And, well, they're not actually, are they? Why are they not coming in here? Ha! That's why. So this is now making water, and here's the interesting thing. If we don't have the water to go somewhere, then it actually just disappears. So let's make sure that we hurry up and get some stuff. Get some... Oh, nope, not that one. The wire hand. Somehow we need wire to make pipes. That's fine. That was 8 of those, and hopefully we have a few more here. Yeah, good. And I will now need to get some water. Let's build this. I'm building it at ground level. And then over here, I will build a little water reservoir. And then continue into here. This one is working. I will take all that out and I'll put the ice in, at least half of it. Put it in here. So it starts working. And is it pumping out? Let's have a look. Yes, stored water 9. This one is working. And you can see it produces oxygen tanks. Oxygen tanks will be placed here. Come on. There. We are now having oxygen here. And then that means my oxygen will be... Yeah, this little bot here. Just go to sleep, my little friend. It somehow activated when I reloaded the game. So we have a nice little base here. It's not doing much, but the things that we... As we sort of wrap up the little build here, the first tiny little build that has electricity, asteroid catching, oxygen as well, and smelting. Just extremely small, but hey, very, very basic. It's getting us started. What I need to, or what I want to talk about is sort of how this game sort of supposedly evolves. Some of the things that we can look forward to future is that, for example, this space platform, you can put thrusters on it and you can move it towards some of these things out here. Why God, you're chatty. I thought I had disabled you. There we go. That thing over there is probably not an asteroid, but actually a planet. There's a map here. And we can see out here there are different stations 2 kilometers away, straight down. So that means we have to sort of put thrusters on our platform for a station in order to sort of move it down to get to that. And then we can sort of dock with it and expand our base by moving our platform there. Because, hey, it's space, so why not? And I think that's a really cool idea. We also have further down the line here, we have mining. So we can make mining drones and start setting up mining operations at some of these asteroids or the bigger planets. We call them planets. They call them planets here. And we can also do auto asteroid catching. And then sort of later on, we get into something like docking, human migration, where we need to make sure that we have a sustainable base that can support asteroids. And I don't know what the asteroids are supposed to do on the space, if they're just going to be hanging out, being tourists, or if they are actually going to help us do stuff. But that's going to be, that means that we need to be able to do... I thought that was something you could eat because it was green, but don't eat motherboards. Meal preparation, like stuff like that. Forestry, meal preparation, goes like really crazy things as well in order to sort of make a sustainable base that's not just for us, whatever we are, but also for sort of the astronauts that will come and visit our base or live here. So that means we can continue to expand. My idea is kind of building a lot of these around the edges, at least, and then upgrading them to the automatic ones, so that they will automatically bring things in, bending in here and putting it into different smelters. I don't really know how I'm going to get stuff out from here, because from smelters they need to go out to somewhere else. There's a lot of sort of planning ahead when working on this voxel nature. I think a bus would kind of be the best thing to do further down the line, but yeah, that's not right now. At least we have a sustainable world. If we look at it here, we have lots of oxygen tanks and they last quite a while, and as long as we're inside this halo thing here or whatever it is, then we have oxygen. So that means we can go out and come back in here. We have lots of research. We will also need to start working on the other research because, for example, for engineering, we need the engineering research. So what my plan is right now is for me to play some more with this game over on Twitch. I'm going to do that on the 22nd of December. So if you're watching this on the first day, you can come on over to Twitch TV/Nilaus at 8 p.m. Central European time. That's where I'm streaming. I'm streaming all sorts of games, but I'm going to stream this at least one more just to learn a bit more about the game. If there is an interest in from this very first episode, then I would love to do some more sort of more structured presentations of it as we over in here on YouTube, if you find it interesting. So, of course, if you find it interesting, hit the like button, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and then there will be more to come during the Christmas, as this is a nice little game to explore. And yeah, just it's on Steam, so you can wishlist it and follow it. And it is, I think you can buy beta access if you want to play it yourself. Still on Kickstarter, but don't hang me don't hang me for it if that's not correct. I think that's still possible, and the beta should be starting soon according to the developers. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, stay effective.